Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about marijuana and marijuana with unsafe pesticide levels, which have been sold in Denver, Aurora, and Colorado Springs. I will put a link to this article in the description for the video. And, ironically, I did a live show with my good friend and colleague, Dr. Robert Sanchez, just a week or two ago. And we talked about the fact there's not enough regulation and not enough control over the quality of marijuana that's being sold. And the premise of that show was, should we consider banning marijuana completely? And I think I agree with Dr. Sanchez, that's just not realistic. We tried that with alcohol and it didn't work. But we have to have some quality control. And apparently there's a problem in Colorado, which, by the way, is now having a mental health crisis because of all the marijuana that's being sold. And well, Colorado runs on a deficit and they can't afford to treat all these people. But perhaps that's a different video for a different day. In any event, state health officials are warning consumers that 2 batches of marijuana sold by one company over several months throughout the Denver metro area and Colorado Springs have high levels of pesticides. The Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment and the state's Department of Revenue issued the advisory, warning of, and I can't pronounce this chemical, but apparently the levels are beyond regulatory limits in marijuana flower products sold by this one company from September the 9th, 2025 through March 26. Wow. So basically for 6 months they were selling this marijuana. Bad enough the stuff is causing all kinds of mental health issues, but apparently it's got pesticides in it. Anyway, 5 stores in the state sold marijuana from the impacted batches, although one location has 2 separate entries and business license numbers. And there's a list of these different companies. Marijuana products, including flower, pre-rolls, and vapes, have been recalled in Colorado for various reasons before. And in 2015, there were at least 2 recalls due to pesticides, one in September of that year and one in October. Okay, you get the idea. I'm a big advocate for helping people whose lives are they're being wrecked by this legalized marijuana, and I get it. I've taken a lot of flack online about my position with marijuana. I was a child of the 80s. I grew up in the United Kingdom. I had a number of friends that smoked marijuana, and truthfully, for the most part, they all went on to have productive lives. They got married, they had children, they got on with their lives. And, I'm the first one to admit that when they talked about legalizing it here in Florida, I didn't think it was going to be a problem. I had colleagues in the behavioral health space who told me, Mark, just watch, we're gonna have problems here. And they were right, and I was wrong. And the cases that we handle really since marijuana got legalized really shifted. I mean, we deal with significant mental health issues, which make these cases, clinically challenging, legally challenging. And we're really fighting the good fight. We're getting great results. But if you're a family out there and you have a loved one that is experiencing mental health related issues, connected to the use of marijuana, specifically psychosis, we'd like to have a conversation with you about how we can possibly help you. And if there's another issue going on in your family and I haven't made a video about it, let me know. I'll gladly make a video for you, because if it's affecting your family, it's probably affecting somebody else's. And I want to be clear here, because there's been a lot of folks who, posted comments, there's nothing wrong with marijuana and I want to be able to live my life the way I want to live it. Fine. You can live your life the way you want to live it. Our mission here in this law firm is to save families whose loved ones have been, whose lives have been turned upside down by substance use and mental illness. And the marijuana has fueled a whole generation of people who are now experiencing mental health crises. So that's who we're here to help. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. And if it doesn't affect your life, then it doesn't affect your life. If you're a family out there and you have a loved one who's using and you don't see it's an issue, then it's not an issue, not for your family. But we're working with families who, for them, it's a big issue and it's a big problem. And that's who we're here to help. So anyway, that's my 2 cents again on marijuana. I'm going to continue to talk about it. I'm going to continue to be an advocate for families whose lives and whose families are being destroyed, whose lives are being turned upside down. That's what I'm here to do. And with that said, if you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. If you want more of this content that I make for you every day, so you can get the information that you need, so you can talk, have a conversation with us about how we can help your family, please subscribe to the channel. And with that said, thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.